That'll be the first thing Andrew hears. Just me coughing. Just coughing right through the screen. Brandon, you were late to the second Brandon meeting. Were you late to the first one?
Yeah, that's because I thought you would come out.
He has no thoughts. What are you doing?
Just doodling, waiting to do important business.
And get up nice and cozy. Should we close the door? I guess it doesn't matter. It could happen. You don't know. So I have good news and less good news. Which would you rather hear first?
Let's start with the good news.
So the good news is I've spoken with my alma mater, Colorado Film School, and they are very happy to oblige in the finding of crew members, cast, pretty much anything we need. And because they are students, they will work completely for free. Thanks, Alfie.
That's fantastic news.
So basically, anyone outside of our core group, me, you, Tig, Lauren, and Andrew, we don't have to pay.
Great.
Except in credits.
That greatly reduces the overhead.
It also gives us access to building materials. So if we need to build things, we have people that can do that. And again, because they're students who we're giving the opportunity to work on a feature set, because that's what you do when you work in film. You work a lot for free. And that's just part of the grind. So that's the good news.
Great.
So the slightly less good news is Andrew and I and Lauren are really trying to get the soundstage at Colorado Film School has, because it's a wonderful soundstage. It'd be great. We could probably do it really affordably, but unfortunately, that is not an option. They are too concerned with, well, they're students, which I guess is good. I guess it's good. They're mostly concerned that their students are handled. They're worried that they might have summer classes, which they usually don't have. But what if next summer is the summer that they start? Or I guess the summer after the next summer. Alfie, stop. Why are you being a bitch? So, where we're at the moment, at least for my thought process, is Andrew's sister lives in Colorado. Lauren's brother lives in Colorado. And Maddie, Tig's best friend, also lives in Colorado. I don't know. They all live in Denver, which makes me think that Colorado would be the best place to shoot, saying that pretty much housing is entirely taken care of. We don't have to cover a couple of people's housing, and food would basically be taken care of.
Very cheap, I suppose.
Affordable.
True.
So we haven't started doing this yet, which I guess will be the next conversation I have with Lauren, which is 2 weeks from now. I talk to Tig next week and Lauren the week after. But the next thing will be finding a sound stage in Denver or around Denver, at least near Denver. It doesn't have to necessarily be Denver. But I mean, there's only like 4 cities near Denver. It's kind of like Nevada. There's not a whole lot outside of.
I've been there. I know what it's like. Yeah, we'll find something. It's like there's a big film scene up there, so I'm sure there's a soundstage somewhere that's fairly cheap.
Yeah. So I don't know what the costs of a soundstage would look like. I don't know how much. Brandon's looking it up right now. This is live, just just for you, Andrew.
Best soundstages for in Los Angeles, California.
I guess that'll give us an idea. My fear is that the reason I wanted to do the film school is my fear is that sound stages are extremely expensive, because I know renting theaters is really expensive, but I don't know if sound stages is the same. But that's also local to here, so which is part of the reason I don't want to shoot here in Reno, because I know renting a sound stage here would be really expensive because Reno's film scene is a bit lackluster. Did you find anything?
What exactly is a soundstage?
It's a theater. It's a black box. It's basically just a room.
You could rent an upscale coffee shop.
I don't think that's exactly going to be what we're looking for. So
Here's a spacious studio for 45 an hour.
45 an hour. We need it for like 28 days.
Oh, that's a lot of hours.
at least 8-hour days.
Well, there's nothing that's cheaper than 40 an hour. The theater's going to be between 150 to 250 an hour.
Okay, if it was 40 an hour, well, I guess these places would have to be made specifically for it. If it was 40 hours, that's what, $400 a day. So that's $2,000 a week. So 4 weeks is $8,000.
It's not that bad.
That's actually not that bad. Yeah.
Plus, we could probably schedule the time so that we're not like, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that we could do outside of the soundstage so that we don't have to be there for 10 hours every day.
Sure.
We don't have to set up an office in there.
We just need the soundstage for shooting the movie.
That's right.
Just one movie. This was always the hardest part of making a film. When we were working on shorts, the hardest part was always finding locations. Harder than getting actors, harder than the script, harder than shooting. The hardest part was always finding locations. It's just a giant pain. There's a reason that a location scout is a job.
I don't know. This seems pretty easy to me. Just what, maybe a production studio? What we're looking for.
Yeah, probably.
There's a theater full bar events, but that's what's.
Where are you looking right now? Are you still in Los Angeles? Oh, you're in Denver.
There's a place that's made to look like a rave club.
Not.
There's a bunch of rooms with random pieces of furniture. Is that a leather massage bed bench?
Yeah, it looks like one of those like massage, like you lay down and get a massage on it. I don't know why. I think it was too, Brandon. I mean, so I spoke to Tag about using like an Airbnb kitchen, but their concern with that is we don't really have the flexibility that we need, being able to build in different sets. Because Tag's idea is that with each conversation, the sets become more distorted, and that way we're not just shooting in a kitchen for 28 days and it's just 2 hours of being in a kitchen. But then again, an Airbnb is probably a lot cheaper.
Airbnb would probably be cheaper, yeah.
And we could probably get like a pretty badass Airbnb for the price if it's similar to what we're paying for a soundstage, right?
I guess you're right about that.
I guess my concern is if these places are renting hourly, will they even be able to accommodate 5 weeks of shooting?
That's a good point. I've never rented a place from
The internet.
the internet. Some of these seem really unreasonably priced. $400 an hour?
That's.
Why not just get your own damn office?
I think a lot of these places, it's just like people are renting them for like 1 or 2 hours and they're done. I mean, it's also hard to do because we're not in Denver. It's like we can't look at these places.
There's a production studio with the space for a green screen.
Really? Let me see.
It seems pretty good. Although I don't know what your confidence level with putting everything behind a green in front of a green screen.
I mean, I wouldn't put anything in front of a green screen. How much is it? I don't know. That's $800 a day. That's a lot of money.
It's designed for photography.
Yeah, it looks like it. Damn it. You think we could rent like a warehouse? Because what we really just need is a big empty space.
A warehouse for a month for 60 cents per square foot.
What's the minimum square feet you have to have?
I think we have to rent at least 17,500.
So it's like
Well, actually, no. If you think about it, that's only like $9,000.
for 17,000 square feet.
I don't know if we're actually going to build building space inside of a active warehouse.
Right. That's why I wanted to work. The other option is we could reach out to the other universities in town, which is University of Denver, Colorado, and then there's another one up in Colorado Springs, which it would be the summer, so there wouldn't be any active classes, which makes me think that they would be willing to work at a reasonable rate.
What about this?
Oh, that's nice. How much is that? Alfie, why? Why are you a menace to society? What? Say it.
2/3 of 20,000. A lot. A lot.
2/3.
It's like 12,000 bucks.
Yeah. I bet you we could find, yeah, I bet you we could find something Airbnb that's just like a big empty space.
Maybe they give us a special rate.
What if we just rent a giant storage unit? Alfie, will you leave? Did you stop? I guess he stopped for the moment. So, yeah, that's the big hang up. I guess we have a city, which is good. We didn't have that last time.
We got a city.
So we got a city, and then I think we're gonna shoot at a beach in Santa Cruz that was near where Emily and I stayed. The hotel rooms, it's only like $100 a night, so it's not very expensive. We only need it for 6 nights,
You like Santa Cruz?
and it's a nice beach. It's not very busy. Well, it's not busy at all because it's mostly just a surfing beach. So I think that would be perfect for that, and that's only 6 days, and then 28 days for our regular shoot. But yeah, I need to talk to Lauren about, because it's been since we last talked that CFS didn't work out, because I only got the email like a week or so ago.
I see. All right. Step one, talk to Lauren. Step two, Rich Warehouse.
Isn't step one always talk to Lauren?
Usually, yeah.
Okay, so what have we done anything since the last time we talked? Any other things on your end?
I don't think so.
Okay. Any new budget stuff we need to be thinking about?
Well, since all of the set labor is free now, that gives us a lot more cash to work with. I don't know what to do with it.
Well, we'll still have to pay for the like actual physical stuff for the set.
Oh yeah.
But I guess the people building it will be free, which is nice. Free is nice. But my new concern is how are we building sets before we have, so I guess we have to somehow build sets before we get there, or be actively building sets while we're there. But we need a set that we can shoot on day one.
How many kitchens are we making?
We need 7, but some of the stuff can stay the same. We just need, I mean, even if one piece just changes in each, that would be fine. But we'd at least need 7 pieces made.
Well, we could probably talk to local appliance stores just to like, I don't know, borrow a unit and then have it returned. That's probably not that expensive. Oh, I don't know. I think hardware stores like Home Depot sell prefabricated countertop units. So I think we can probably just buy those and return them after we use them. Just like not actually install them or tighten anything down.
I've never worked on, I've always shot on location. Even when I've worked on other people's films, it's always been on location. So this is a bit of a known. I mean, I guess we still could shoot on location. I think the nice thing about shooting on location is time wise, it's much more realistic because we don't have to worry about building entire new sets. And then that we don't have to be worried about trying to find a warehouse and trying to move everything in there. Maybe we should start looking at Airbnbs. Maybe we can find the perfect one that just fits. I mean, surely there's tons of Airbnbs in Denver.
It seems like the kind of place. Although I heard the market crashed recently.
The Airbnb market?
Yeah,
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
good for me. I think. But there's probably less places available.
Well, lately Airbnb prices have just been kind of obnoxious. Like it's been more expensive than staying at a hotel, which the whole point of Airbnb is that it's more affordable. At least that's what it was for me.
So an Airbnb feels more expensive than a hotel.
Plus, the nice thing if we have Airbnb is that's one less hotel room I have to get. Because if we get an Airbnb, I can just stay at the Airbnb. I don't need a separate hotel room.
It's true. You could sleep on set.
It's just figuring out how to make that visually interesting. I think it can be done. I mean, so there's this film that Robert Altman made in the 70s. What is the name of that film? And it's an hour and a half long film, Secret Honor. I think it came out in 1983. And it's a hour and a half Richard Nixon monologue. And it all takes place in one room where it's just him all by himself for an hour and a half. doing a monologue. That's the whole movie.
Wow. Have you seen it?
I have seen it. Me and Andrew actually watched it for the podcast. There's good things about it. It has a lot of love in certain spheres. I think for me, there's just only so much you can do in one room, which is, of course, one of my biggest fears with this is pretty much the entire film, other than the beach scenes.
Well, in one room, yeah. Well, that's why you gotta change up the room.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's best to just, I don't know. What are your thoughts? What do you think we should do? Yes.
I think we should find as many kooky, wacky kitchen furnishing items as possible in the Denver area, and then ask store owners if we can borrow them for some discount on the price, and just constantly be changing the room,
Yeah.
like even within the same scene, changing up items in the room.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See, the problem with building, if we were in a warehouse or something of that variety, is not only do we have to get all of the equipment, we'd also have to get 4 walls, right? So we'd have to build up fake walls or something to that effect.
$100. That's me. They just like nail drywall to the
I think that's pretty much what they do.
Don't leave that carpenter to me. That's outside my skill set.
One of the things that you can do at our film school is you can be a carpenter or set dresser or some of the things. So there are people at the film school that specialize in that stuff. So we'd get people that know their shit.
Well, if we build our own walls, then we have more options with how we decorate the set. We can do different wallpapers, different paints. We can really fuck around with the walls. Whereas if we're in an Airbnb, we're kind of limited to whatever the kitchen looks like. If we shoot in that kitchen.
All right. This is a tough one. Always gotta be making tough decisions. Why can't I be making movies easy?
Just do a ChatGPT movie. That's kind of in vogue right now. ChatGPT, make me a movie.
There we go. What are you doing else? Okay, so I guess my homework for our next conversation is to look at some Airbnbs slash storage units slash whatever and come up with some options. And your homework is what?
Calculate the price of those things as you send it to me.
Okay.
Together a budget.
Is there, I was thinking around 10,000 for the place, for whatever the place is. Is that
That seems pretty realistic to me.
okay? Alfie really wants to sit with you. Okay, well, I think that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else, Brand?
Nope. Happy summer solstice.
Is that today?
I don't know.
I think it already happened.
Yeah.
I think it was like a week ago.
I was saying.
Oh, well, he won't listen to this for like another week.